Hello, lovelies. It's G here from Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message finds you blessed and full of abundance as always, my sweets. There is someone here who is looking at you. They are interested in you, whether it be actually physically or energetically. They're very interested in you. They're interested in you, who you are, what you do, how you carry yourself. This person wants to know you closer. They want to know you more intimately, they're saying. I don't, like, yes, I do think that they are attracted to you in that type of way, like physically attracted to you. But I do think this person is like, they want to get to know you. They know that everyone has things that they don't, that they don't show at first. They know that everyone has, I don't want to necessarily, yes, if people have a mask, but this person doesn't necessarily think that you have a mask necessarily, but it's more along the lines of like, I want to actually know you, not know you like just acquaintance wise or just know you kind of friendly wise. Like I really actually really want to get to know the person that you are. Two of Cups. And this person, King of Wands, is making a plan to do this and to come forward towards you. However, this person is struggling with either how to communicate with you or something. Like my throat chakra is just like doing weird things. The World, this person could be at a distance from you. The Fool, but they want to take a leap of faith towards you. They want to take a risk on you. This person might want to, like, I don't know, they might want to DM you, or they might want to send you some kind of like request on some kind of social media. Yeah, I hear this person saying, I want to get to know the real you. Yeah, but there is this energy of, are you really this person? Are you really the person that you claim to be? This person is kind of, they're feeling a little bit defensive, but they're also feeling, I don't want to say necessarily like tired necessarily, but it's like they're like, I don't want to get, I don't want to waste my time with another fake person or with another person that isn't evolving or isn't really recognizing the things about themselves, like their past and what they've been through and the lessons that they've been learning. They're like, God, can I, yeah, this person, God, spirit, the universe, whoever, however it applies for this person, they're like, can you please just send me somebody who's like really nice and really like just wants the best for me, and I don't feel like I have to spend like, I have to spend all my energy like defending myself, and like, can it not be a karmic? Can I just get somebody that's really like nice and easy and means the best, and it's just like a good person that will love me and take care of me. It's kind of the energy this person, and they're just like, Knight of Pentacles, they've been searching for a long time. I also feel like this person thinks that like there is a part of them that thinks that it's good that they've had to go through a lot of the things, because they are getting a lot of the things that they've been through, and it's like this person is like, I'm happy that I haven't met the one yet, or haven't met that person yet, because I've really been unlearning a lot of things, that it's like, I don't want to take, when I meet that person, I don't want to still be hung up on the past, or I don't want to still have all these hangups. I want to be able to have actually faced a lot of the things. So this person is coming into the realization that all of the trials and tribulations and karmic cycles and inward, soul journey that they've been on is just going to make finding that person all the sweeter. And they're really recognizing the worth of the journey that they've been on. They're like, waiting for this person is really like, it sucks. Yes, it sucks to have not found you sooner. However, I know that I will find that person right at the right time, because there was a lot of changes that I needed to make in my life, and I'm glad that I was put in the position to make those changes before I met you. Right, so that's how, yeah, this person is just like, I'm really interested. I think that you could actually kind of be the person that I'm looking for. Like, I just have this feeling about you. But I feel like this person is taking it slow. Again, with this Knight of Pentacles, they're taking it slow. They're taking their time to get to know you. This could be a person that you know from the out, like it's like the friend of a friend or an acquaintance or somebody that's like on the outskirts, like looking in, and they're kind of wanting to get to know you more, wanting to get to spend more time around you, wanting to get to, yeah, again, they're like, okay, I want to move from acquaintance, or I want to move from person that you kind of know to a person who is, moving slower into your circle and letting you slowly into my circle as well. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. They see you as somebody that's totally worth. Yeah, it's like they see you as, it's like being in a relationship with you would make the things that they've gone through in the past, the Nine of Wands, all the lessons and all the kind of like ass kickings and, like hurtful things that they've gone through in the past. They look at you as a person that would, it's like, wow, like that would make it worth it. Like this person has a lot of value and this person has a lot of, yeah, they see you in high honor. That's what I'm hearing, high honor. They see you in really high honor. They at least at first they're cautious, but they're cautiously enthusiastic. Knight of Swords, but I really feel like what took them so long is that they wanted to see that you. This might sound kind of weird, but um, they wanted to make sure that you were worth the investment, or like you were. Yeah, this person is like, I've just been through some stuff. I've been through some people, and it's kind of like that situation where it's like people can wear a mask. People can wear a mask and can try to trick you or try to, so it's kind of like get to know somebody, spend some time around them first, kind of get to know them, ask around about them and kind of find out some things, and then get to know this person yourself a little bit, and I think this person is finally in the stage where they're like, yeah, like I think I'm ready to like for real, like really get to know this person. I think this person does have, I don't want to say like a wall, but I do think this person is very particular about who they give their time and their energy out to. Because like I said, in the past, they've had people kind of like slip past their barriers or slip past their defenses. Nine of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this person is really searching mostly, like this person is really mostly searching for peace. They're searching for peace. They're searching for peace of mind. They're searching for, what's their wish fulfillment. So it's kind of like, now that I've spent the time getting to know what I don't want, getting to know the person I don't want to be, becoming more of the person I want to be, getting to know myself is showing me the type of person that I think, or that, that I think I really want to be with, and the past karmic peoples or past friends or past relationships that didn't go so well have really showed me the type of people that I don't want to be around, Hangman. And it put this person in a position to kind of like pause and like really search and go inside. This person could really be meditating. For some of you, I just got this download that if for some of you, if you haven't met this person yet, this person's spirit guides are showing, or show like energetically this person knows you, but they don't know you like physically. They haven't seen you or like met you or something like that yet. And so this person is like meditating and like hanging out with their spirit guides and spending time doing that, and their spirit guides, or maybe even in dreams, they could be dreaming of you or kind of dreaming of your energy, like dreaming of like physical features. It's like this person's spirit guide is saying like we had to kind of like slow, like bit by bit, bit by bit, So it was, hey, you need to get rid of this. Hey, you need to see the fault of being attracted to this. Hey, you need to heal this. Hey, this is a childhood wound you need to heal. Hey, maybe you're kind of interested in people that look like this or feel like this or act like that, kind of like like easing them into it, easing them into this. But oh wow, it's about to go down. The It's about to go down. The Tower and the Six of Cups. Yeah. Again, the Tower moment, Five of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Cups. I do feel like this person really recently has gone through some kind of betrayal of this feels like a friend, like friendship or a friendship group or people who are really really close to them betrayed this person, or caused a lot. It's like, oh, it's like people I thought were my friends weren't as close. People that I thought I could trust aren't as trustworthy as I thought they were. That's why this person kind of feels with this Nine of Wands right here. This person feels a little bit spent, right? That's why they're that wounded warrior, because they actually just made it through this Tower moment here, and they're actually starting to get to the place now where they're ready for something better, or ready for something different to come into their life here. But they still could be a little shy. They still could be a little Ace of Cups, yeah. But they really are already Ten of Pentacles. Wow. They have a vision, right? They do want to have a long-term partner, but yes, Hangman with the Nine of Swords. Yeah, Nine of Swords. They are a little overly cautious, Spirit would say sometimes. That's why they have these walls up, because they have been quite hurt by people in the past, and they're really recovering. They're getting better, and they're recovering every day from this kind of betrayal that they dealt with. Yeah, they're learning how to like face how to regain their happiness, regain their zest for life and everything after facing down this task, facing down this, and gaining this wisdom that they gained here through going through this in the hermit mode. Exactly. This hermit that they went into, this hermit energy. So they're definitely in hermit energy. They're coming out of hermit energy, but they definitely have been in hermit energy for a while, kind of recovering and finding their kind of like zest for life on the other side of this. That's why they're this wounded warrior, and they're kind of reflecting on all these battles and things that they went through in the past. With like, damn, like I just went on a whole ass like soul mission. Like that's crazy. And Two of Pentacles, they're actually ready to find some kind of balance, and they actually are actively searching for another energy that has kind of went through like a similar experience, or somebody that it's like, I want somebody that knows where I'm coming from just as well. They're definitely looking for balance. They're looking for an equal. They're looking for a match. They're looking for somebody that's equally yoked to them. They are. Wheel of Fortune. And they're like creating this kind of like, see how she's holding that law, that book that says law on it, right? They're creating these kind of like do's and don'ts and like rules for themselves, kind of like, okay, when you see, okay, you know that you have the tendency to do this, so when you see this red flag, don't ignore it, listen to your intuition and move on. You know that if you see a person do this, that there's probably something else underneath it, so like, move on, let go, don't hold on, don't fight a cycle, get into the flow, all of those kind of things that we talk about here on the channel. Yeah. Six of Swords, and they're walking away from what really hasn't worked. But they're on a search. They're on the search, Four of Wands, for this feeling of home. This person is walking away from all of this in the background, searching for peace, right? Searching for peace, and they feel this energy of, I haven't. They've been holding back, and slowly holding back, and they're gonna realize that they actually were in a much more defensive. That they had so many walls, and they had so many defenses, and they had so many hang-ups, and they had so much hangman energy, and they had so many boundaries, and they had so many this, and they're slowly gonna start to realize it was because they were really around the wrong people. They were doing the wrong things. They were being the wrong type of person. They weren't handling themselves and their energy and having self-respect the way that they should. And that being around certain people absolutely can be blessing blockers, and it can actually keep you small. You should thirst and strive to be around people who make you feel comfortable, who hold space for you, who make you bloom, who make you blossom, who like big up you, and who doesn't look at you as competition, but they look at you as like, the more you win, the more I win. Get it? Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's the kind of energy they're looking for. They're like, I'm not looking for these people who are secret ops. And I feel like that's what this person was dealing with in the past. They were dealing with people who were like secret ops to them, and they're like, I'm not in the mood for that anymore. I'm learning the red flags of that. I'm starting to stop. I'm not gonna let somebody's title stop me from seeing who they really are. I'm not gonna let somebody's mask fool me into believing that they're a certain type of, oh, not that person. That person would never do that because they're my fill in the blank, right? And so it's like, no, like I'm not going to let somebody's title, I'm not going to let somebody's outward appearance, I'm not going to let somebody's job, I'm not going to let, it doesn't matter if 1,000 other people get behind this person and they're like, yes, 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 this person is the most beautiful, most perfect person in the world for you. If they just get the vibe, if they don't get the right vibe, they're not going to subscribe. They're not going to do it. Like, they're just not, and they're like, I don't care who all, you know? I really feel like this person really fell for some false prophets as well as what I was hearing. Like, so this person really kind of got bamboozled into thinking certain philosophies, and they're realizing that those people that they believed in don't even practice what they preach, you know, that it's actually quite toxic, and that it created a quite toxic, like, mental environment for themselves. And they are kind of cleansing that environment away from them. And they are realizing that I truly, not to put the blame on everybody else or anything like that, because this person is taking accountability, but the environment that you are in, the work that you are doing, the people that you're around, 100% affect how safe you feel. How safe you feel to bloom, to grow out, and to be who you really want to be, you know? Again, like I said, this person, that's why this person realized, like, oh, I was holding back, or oh, like I really wasn't being myself, or oh, I really couldn't be the person I really wanted to be because I was with the wrong people. I was surrounding myself with the wrong people. I was thinking the wrong things about myself, you know. I was thinking very limiting beliefs, and I was around a lot of limiting energy, and around a lot of people that have a lot of limiting beliefs and who aren't really working on themselves, and saw me as their enemy, and, you know, saw my progress as the enemy, and all of that kind of thing. So this person is actually on the search for a place and for people that feel like home, that feel like the right place, you know? Yeah, exactly. Seven of Swords. They're like, I'm tired of the Seven of Swords ish, right? I'm tired of the sneaking. I'm tired of the cheating, or I'm tired of the lying. I'm tired of the secret ops. I'm tired of the, you know, just bullcrap. Yeah, I'm really looking for people that I can really actually work with, you know? I'm looking for people that I can really actually invest my time in, and we can actually make something work. This person feels very guided to go out there. I think it's, this person is being called forward by a soul contract that probably them and other soulmates, or them and you have, but this person is feeling very called towards you, whether they like recognize that or not. Ace of Swords. For some of them, yes. Not Ace of Swords, sorry, Page of Swords. Yeah, they're being given a message here, like, hey, you have something to do. Yeah, and you see these two like candle pillars right here. It's reminding me of the High Priestess card in this deck. It's reminding me of like their intuition, reminding them, their higher self, their soul self, saying, "Hey, remember, you have soul contracts. You've learned the lessons that you needed to from the certain people that you had in your past. But hey, now it's time to move on. Now it's time to go onto a different path. Now it's time to, you know, go down a different road. You learned what you don't want. Now it's time. Now that you know what you do want, it's time to really start manifesting that into your life and go and find it." You know, this person has been given a vision of what they're supposed to be doing and what they're supposed to be learning. Oh yeah, Ten of Pentacles. You know, what they want, the legacy that they have to leave behind, who they really want to be with is what I was going to say in the Empress. Either who they really want to be or who they really want to be with. They're like, I want that Empress energy, right? They're like, I'm calling that energy, and like I'm finding it. I'm finding my way to it. Wow. And again, with that, like I said earlier, holding their space. You see how they're pregnant with that energy right there? They're like, I'm growing, I'm holding myself, I'm developing myself, I'm growing this, and I'm about to give this birth to this new version of myself, you know? And I want to surround myself by people who are doing the same thing, you know, or people who have already done the same thing. Yeah, like minds. This person is looking for people who have like minds. Yeah, Page of Wands. They're going on a quest now. This person is. They're being drawn to go on a quest. They're really being driven by the discomfort of things that aren't working. It's like, oh, this just isn't right. It just isn't working. Like, there's something missing. Like, I know, so I got to go out there and go on a quest. I got to find it. I got to put in that work. Now I'm willing to put in the work to find out what this really is. Like, I also do feel like this person was distracted for a while. But this three, yeah, by that Three of Cups energy, by that Five of Swords, not Five of Swords, Five of Wands energy. Okay. But this person is slowly starting to find that calm and that peace inside themselves again. With and now they're finding a little bit more wisdom. You know, they're finding more wisdom in themselves. They're not as quiet. Like with this Justice card, see how the blindfold is kind of starting to slip off, and this person has that one eye open, like, okay. Yeah, Six of Wands. This person is really being shown like how to get to their victory. And again, this is just kind of reminding me, it's the same colors. Look, up here, these same threads here, same connections, and it's the same energy that's here. And that's kind of like where this is coming from. There's this kind of home energy, this kind of like soul tribe, like calling out for you. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're all supposed to be like hip hip hooray, like coming together, like yeah. So it's like you're being led by your victories, by your successes in certain directions, and it's gonna create threads here that are gonna put you in alignment. You know, look at you here, like shining with your victory, and then look, there's a person back here, with the hat on. And then look, another picture of a person back here with that same hat on. And it's like it's drawing in people, this victory, this spotlight, this something that's being put here, you know? And look how you here are in this victory, like giving out this energy to people, you know, giving back, having like equal energy exchange, finding victory here. And that's drawing in these people to note it, to be like, oh, and it's creating these links here that's kind of going to ground this kind of like one for like, here we are, like, oh my gosh, let's go. I love that. Oh, I love that so much. And I really think that's happening here again, because you see, look, because we talked about here how this person was battling this dragon, and look here, you have like the dragon. So it's like I battled the dragon, and now look, like this is how I battled this dragon. This is how I overcame this devil energy within me, you know. And you're kind of putting other people onto that. And I feel like you could even in some type of way, like the energy that you're putting out is drawing this person in. Eight of Cups. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles and Three of Swords. I'm getting like transmutation energy out of here. It's like learning how to flip from this from this that you've done before, from this heartache that you've been through before. There could be something really significant here, like in a journal too. You might, if you have like old journals or something like that, of like old downloads or dreams or something like that, right? There's gonna be a time that you're really here over the next like month or so that you're going to be guided to go back and look at those. You know, pay attention to like old ideas or old creative projects, and you're like, like maybe it's time for me to do that. Like, you know, maybe you made a whole, like when you started off on your spiritual journey, you were like, this would be a great project, or this would be a great thing to do, like once I reach a certain point in my journey, and you kind of just wrote it down and then flipped and forgot, you know, and kind of forgot about it. And Spirit saying like you're being guided to go back and kind of reread that or look over that and be like, oh yeah, well, hey, you know, I learned how to do that. Or it's like, oh, but it's like, oh, I want to do this, but I want to learn this skill first, or I want to know more about that first, or want to have more confidence first before I do that. And here you are flipping back through this old stuff now, and you're like, well, guess what? Like, I know how to do that now. I've learned how to do that now, or I'm accredited to do that now, or I'm totally qualified. I've had a lot more experience, and I would feel so comfortable doing that now in a way that I wouldn't have in the past. And you're like, you know, let me flip this and turn it around. Again, like I said, you're learning from this, overcoming this sadness, this from your past, this devil energy, you know, that you're overcoming here, and you're kind of like putting in work on it, you know, and you're like, I'm transmuting this into something, in transmuting this pain into knowledge, into motivation, into something here, you know. Not everybody's motivated by pain. You know, that's something that I'm learning on my journey. There's a lot of people in the spiritual community that'll say that, and I've said it here too. And I've said it before, you know, that a lot of people are like, oh, you know, allow, or it's like, oh, get your revenge body, you know, get angry, get out there, get out those feelings out there, you know, like create from a place of, you know, working through that anger, or create from a place of, you know, like, oh, go work out and go get a great body because you're so mad at your ex for telling you that you had fat thighs or something, right? And then you just go and get cut in the gym, you know? Some people can do that, and some people, you know, it doesn't really help them to come at it exactly the same way. We don't all have to heal in the same way, and there'll be a lot of people out there. There's a very like set type of way of healing. There's a very it's a very kind of masculine, like, go out there and make a plan and just do it, push yourself to do it, and you know, and it's this kind of like, doesn't that make you angry? Create from a place of anger. Like, that doesn't work for everybody. You know, that type of motivation doesn't work for everybody, and it's okay if it doesn't work for you. For some people, it's way healthier just to work through it and let go of your anger, and then create from a place of happiness, you know. Like, it doesn't have to be that same for everybody, you know. And you don't have to guilt or shame yourself for not being able to follow the same healing practices as somebody, you know. You can find your own way there. The sun, right? And those ways are going to be being illuminated to you, and you're going to be really putting those into work. Nine of Pentacles. And that energy definitely is what's calling in this person, right? That energy of you healing, and you know, you growing your garden, and you know, gaining your independence and cutting those devil energies from your life. And you know, yeah, these tower moments, on the other side of these tower moments, is really what's calling this Four of Wands, this energy here, this Six of Wands, Four of Wands, victory, and finding that place in those people that feel, you know. And again, like I said, it's going to make you realize that sometimes spirit has to isolate us from people and things, and from schools, you know, to clear out certain schools of thought, because the foundation that we're building those things on, you know. And it could be friendships, it could be business partners that you're building, it could be the fact that, you know, if you would build say you're building a business, if you would have built a business, you probably would have bring certain friends along with you. You know, you would have had them sitting at your table, drinking your wine, being there beside you, getting information from them, sharing your ideas and things like that. And like I said, just like this person realized, maybe you didn't even realize those people were secret ops, you know. Maybe you didn't even realize, and spirit will isolate you, and so that you can, one, learn to rely on yourself, you know, and not be in a state of hyper independence, but be in a state of independence, and be in a state of being able to do it, you know, like, do it from a place of purity. Because maybe some of your motivations weren't as pure as you might have thought they were. You might have actually been doing this to kind of relieve some kind of devil energy here that you weren't really even aware of. And maybe at the time, maybe you weren't aware of it, but now you might be more aware of it. Hey, sweet baby. Hey. Mm. Boop. My boop boop. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Mm. Kitty break. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to clean your face. Well, yeah, I know. Okay. Thank you. Goodness gracious. I love her, but she sheds so much. My goodness. Emperor. Right? So, yeah. There's this energy here, Emperor, Empress, of like attracts like. So be in that energy. Yeah. You also might be looking over some kind of like astrology chart or reading or something like that. It could even be some kind of like family history or like could be mythology or something like I don't know. You see that chart where this like emperor is like charting the stars. There's something here around, it depends on what energy that you're into and what you typically like do. So it could be coming into, I don't know, maybe you're being guided to learn about like Vedic astrology instead of tropical, or vice versa, or Chinese astrology, or some kind of other school of thought. You're being guided towards something. Okay. Or again, with this Emperor and this Ten of Pentacles coming out, it's, yeah, it's giving me this energy from like something that's passed down to you, some kind of like ancient knowledge. It could be from your Akashic records. It could be from your, you could learn something about your family tree or like people that you're related to. It could be your ancestors. It could be your past selves, like I said, like your Akashic records, something like that that you're tapping into. It's something very old. Again, it could be some kind of mythology or something like that that you're being guided to look into, that you're being guided to research on. There's definitely something big there, okay, for you. You're gonna know what it is. This is just a confirmation for you to like go ahead and study it. Go ahead and look into it. There's something Wheel of Fortune here, something very fated and something very destined. Seven of Pentacles, it might take a little bit of time. It might take a little bit of research, evidence. It's going to lead you. It's like breadcrumbs that Spirit is giving you to lead you to it. Yeah, exactly. Spirit is giving you the call. It's putting out that call to you. That's why you just feel guided to go do that, or guided to go take that class, or guided to research that, or guided to read that book. You're like, oh, this is seeming really interesting. I'm being guided towards this, like, for a reason. Yeah, it's because Ace of Swords, Spirit wants to ground this, like, massive truth energy here within you. There's something that you're going to discover, like I said. It could even be looking into your family genealogy or your lineage. It could be doing some kind of, like, Akashic Record deep dive. It could be doing some kind of, like, past life reconstruction or past life regression. Um, but it seems like some kind of like ancient knowledge or like something from a long time ago that's coming back up now. Something that you used to know, or something that I don't know. It's like it's like, oh, discovering that, for, I don't know, hundreds of years, like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm suddenly out of nowhere. I'm the first person in my family, and your family that you know, to be in astrology or to be a tarot reader or to do something like that. And then it's like, okay, well, let me just do a little digging. And then you start doing a little digging, and then you find out that, you know, a couple of generations ago, like, you had, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7 generations of people who did the same thing, and then some ancestor stopped it, or some ancestor moved away, or some ancestor just didn't agree with it, so they stopped it and it didn't get passed, but latently it's got passed down to you, and you're just like, oh. So you might be doing something or studying something or believing in something, or joining some school of thought that you're within your knowledge, or within your, so like your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your close family like that are alive right now, that maybe even back to like your great grandparents. But you're going to start searching deeper than that, and you're going to be like, actually, I'm the one that's actually like all the rest of the people in our family. Y'all are the weirdos, okay? Y'all are the ones that actually don't jive with who our family truly is, right? It's like, once you actually know this, it's like, actually, so it's kind of giving you this energy of like, well, my parents or my grandparents or something like that, they might not believe in it, but 100 years back for our family, all of us did the same thing that I did. So it's like, I'm not actually the odd person out. I'm not actually the weirdo. I'm not actually the black sheep. You guys are. You non-believers are. Or you non-practitioners are. Or you people, you're actually the ones. Even though you made me feel like I was weird for embracing that, it comes naturally to you for a reason. Is what your ancestors are saying. Like, it comes naturally to you for a reason, because it's in your blood. And it's like something like, yeah, For some of you, you could even find out that you could have been adopted. In this scenario, it gives me situations like you're adopted, not like you didn't know that you were adopted. Maybe, but not really. I'm getting more along the lines of, and this might be for a very small group of you. It's giving me like this kind of energy of like, oh, I'm into this and I'm into that and I love this and I love that, and I've always been into this. I've always wanted to go visit this place or go visit that place, and then you're like, I want to get to know my birth mother and my birth father or my family there, or you do like some, I don't know, some kind of like genealogy thing, and you match or you get a leaf on an ancestor or on somebody who's related to you, and it's like, hey, like I actually was adopted by these people, like what was our family actually like? Like what did our family do? And it's like, oh, well, they did this and they do that and they were into this and they were into that, and it's all the same things you do, and you're like, oh, oh my gosh, this is so magical. Like it's clearly in my blood. Like it's clearly in my blood. It's like, oh, well, it's like, well, what do you do? Well, I do this, I do that. Oh my God, what was my mom like? Or what was my dad like? Well, they did this and they were into astrology and they did that and they just loved it so much. And it was like, and you're like, oh, and you didn't even grow up with them. You weren't even around them, but it's in your blood. It's in your, it's in your destiny to really be into that, right? It's really in your family line to be, and you're just like, oh, it gives you this sense of like home. It gives you this sense of like, oh, like I knew it. I knew I'm not the odd person out. Like I knew there was a reason, or even if you say your adopted family or your family didn't even make you feel like you were odd for doing the things you were into. It just gives you this like, oh, this like-mindedness. This like, oh, that's so crazy. Like I'm into this, and like for 100 generations, that's what our family did. Before we came. Before we were settlers who settled and came to the new world, in America, for 100 generations back, our family were bootmakers. And even though I had no idea, I've always had a passion for leather and boot making or something like that. And it's what I've really always wanted to do. And then suddenly I find out that our family back in the homeland would used to be bootmakers going, generations back. Like, oh, that's crazy. Like, oh, you guys have the chills. You're like, that's crazy. Like, it's one of those synchronicities where you're just like, it's in my blood. It's in my blood. It's who I am. I know about it. And it's going to be this kind of like, yes, like it gives you so much power. Like, look at you. You're like, wow. Like, I feel so empowered, and I feel just like it's really affirming to like spirit really guided me down this path for a reason, because I needed to know this lesson. I needed to know this, I needed to feel this. I needed to understand how big and how deep this goes. It's in your blood. It's in your lineage. You were always meant. It was destined. You were destined to find it and destined to know this and destined to live this life. And you're just like, wow. Yeah. And again, like I said, with that Four of Cups energy, like, oh, there's something missing, or I just didn't know it, or something. It's like, yeah, I was always meant to do this, and I felt such a burden of walking this path. Maybe you did have people in your path that are just like, no, like, you're not supposed to do this. Or you felt like, oh, well, nobody else in my family does it, or nobody believes in it, or nobody, no, but it's going to give you this feeling of like, no, like, this is 100% what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my path. And like I said, it gives you this determination. It lights this fire inside of you to walk down this path and to do this, Hey, back again? Yeah. Yeah, King of Pentacles. It gives you this determination. You're like, I am, it's like, I'm even more confirmed. I'm even more affirmed in the fact that this is what I was supposed to be doing. This is where I was supposed to be going. This is what I was supposed to do. And I do feel like this other person that we were talking about as well, I feel like this story is you guys' story is gonna marry each other a lot in that scenario. Okay, where you're really being guided. And it was 38 down on the clock too. Like, it's gonna be same, right? Excuse me. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Thank you. Look. Hey. There's that white cat down there. It's just gonna seem very. It's just gonna seem very like meant to be. And I feel like you're gonna be coming into contact with people who kind of feel that way. That they're showing that Four of Wands again. Like, it's just like, wow, this was meant to be. Like, wow, this person feels and thinks so so similarly to me, or they've gone through something really similar to me. And they might look different, and they might practice different things, and they might do different things. It's like on all the surface level stuff about us may be different, but underneath it, we've been through really similar things. We have really similar beliefs. We have similar goals. Like, we know what we need to be doing, and we're learning similar lessons, and there is this camaraderie in that. 10 of Cups. It's like this finding family energy. It really is. It's like this creating and finding family. Yeah, Temperance. It's this finding that balance. Finally finding those people, those places, those things, those activities, those things that really balance you out and allow you to bloom, right? We talked about that earlier, where it was like, wow, I was having to stay small because of the expectations and because of the thought process and the energy that was around me and things like that. It's like, yeah, Eight of Swords. It kept me blocked. It kept me blind to my truth and who I really was, you know? And again, there is this big energy here around, see here, like in every single other one of these, it's like these people are have their broom, they have their hat on, they're embracing their witch later. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot. They're embracing that magical quality, that witchy quality about who they are. But here in this card, they're trapped, feeling like, oh, I'm not as magical, or I'm not that person, that person that I really am. And that's the lie. That's the Eight of Swords. That's the issue here of I'm trapped because I'm not the person that I think that I am. I'm convinced, I've been convincing myself that I'm not that person that I really am. Yeah, and there's also this like grounding in like, oh my gosh, I can really trust my intuition. I can trust where I'm being guided. I can trust those gut feelings because boom, like it's really, really guiding me towards the right things. Like, I'm making these decisions and they're really turning out to be the right thing. And it's kind of like validation, confirmation, energy. And you feel so much more grounded, and you're like, you know what? Like I totally believe in myself. I totally know what I'm going to do. I totally know what path I'm going to take. They're telling me no to turn that back over. Five of Swords. Yeah. So there's any kind of like Five of Swords, Five of Swords, Five of Wands energy from the past. Okay. That's being left behind because World card, Fool card. A brand again, right? Again, back to back. 21, the end of the major arcana, the end of the hero's journey, and the beginning of a new cycle. Here I am being like, forget it. I'm closing out this old cycle. I'm closing down this old energy of this Five of Swords energy. I'm closing it out. I'm closing it down. I've learned my lesson. No, thank you. I'm good. Whoo, I'm releasing, letting it go, and whoo, I'm beginning a new cycle with new people, new location, new friends, new family, new confidence in myself of who I am and where I'm going. This full card here is reminding me of the Studio Ghibli film Kiki's Delivery Service. It's reminding me of that, where she's like, tonight's the night, I'm leaving. They have that tradition in that world that they create there, that when a witch reaches a certain age, I think it's 12 or 13, they go off and start a new city and develop their skills and start, it's like, because every town needs a witch, that does like a particular thing, so they go off and they go and find a town that doesn't have a resident witch working there, and then they set up a practice there. And I'm seeing that Eight of Pentacles again, and that's just reminding me of that, finding that place that you can really settle into, that you can really build that Ten of Pentacles, It's like, oh, I've done this before. I've gone out there. I've taken these steps before. I've grounded into my energy. I've found my home. I found my people. I found my soul tribe. I found my life purpose. I have done this before, and I just need to remember about having that strength and remember I've done this before. I've done it so many times before in the past. And it's this kind of energy of I don't have to be scared of this. I don't have to hold back. I don't have to hold on. I can let go of the karma. Or I can let go of whatever's holding me back. Queen of Wands. Look at that. Look at you battled. You battled that dragon and made it your friend. Look at that. Maybe you realized that dragon was just kind of lonely and mean, and because everybody's always trying to battle it, and then you went over there and you were like, "Hey, let's be friends." And that dragon was like, "Wow, no one's ever tried to be friends with me. Everyone's always just tried to come over here and take from me and steal from me and kill me. But I'm actually, I'm just defending myself." And maybe that kind of really resonates with you, that kind of having all those walls up and having all that. And it's like, I'm really not this like rough or mean or like distant person or, person that's flaky or that doesn't try or doesn't do that. It's just simply because I was in the wrong place. I was in the wrong time. I was in the wrong mindset. And I didn't really recognize my own strength and my own power. And because I didn't recognize that, the people that I had around me reflected that back to me as well, and I saw it as a confirmation. Instead of seeing it as a reflection of something that I needed to heal within myself, I saw it as a confirmation. Like I had these thoughts like I'm not worthy or I'm this or I'm that. And then the people around me reflect that back to me. And I saw it as a confirmation like, yeah, I really am that person. So I might as well keep being that person. And there's this kind of energy of spirit like going in and cleansing all that away, putting you into hermit mode, isolation mode so that you can see like, oh, oh, this is not necessarily a problem within me, but this is something that I need to heal. That's why people are reflecting that back to me. And now that I know what I want, now that I'm healing, now that I'm going inside and I'm going hermit, and I'm isolating myself and I'm seeing what I need to, and I'm building my independence away from those codependent energies and those lack mentalities or whatever it is that you're overcoming from your past, right? Going through those Nine of Wands karmic cycles, learning those lessons. Now I can actually find strength and I can find that within myself. Two of Swords, I feel very guided, even though I might not know where I'm going. But King of Wands, I feel like I have the knowledge. It's kind of like this energy of like maybe before you told yourself, well, you don't know, and you just shoot, kind of like taking shots in the dark. And now you know a little bit more. You know how to recognize the signs. You know how to recognize when things are working. You know how to put your workings or your manifestations out there into the universe, and then just take your shot full card. And just like, so now that I know how to do it, now that I know the signs to look for, it's like, oh wow, now that I've gone through this, I can actually see, I can see the signs of my manifestation showed up before they do. I can believe, spirit wants me to believe and to trust in myself and to know that I can put that energy out there and good energy is going to come back, because I've worked on myself enough to attract in people who reflect the healing that I'm going through instead of the wounds that I was ignoring in the past. And there's this kind of confidence that you have in you now because it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, it's a combination between like wisdom and knowledge and wisdom, knowledge. This kind of like, okay, I've done the research, I've done the stuff, I know the signs, I've learned this, but also I balance that logical, I know this is what I know, these are the facts, this is the studies, these are the this, that, these are the school of thoughts, and now I can balance that out with the innate like knowledge, and it's not so much shooting it out in the dark, or it's like, it's like, hey, I kind of know a direction to shoot into, because I know this or because I know that, oh, I can kind of pick up that I'm being guided to do this or guided to do that or guided towards this. Or when I get a random thing, it's like, I don't even know what that is. It's like, oh, that's a reference to this mythology, or oh, that's a reference to this, which means it's a reference to that. It's just about this kind of energy of like gaining, kind of like pausing to like gain knowledge, like gain and kind of absorb a lot of understanding through some kind of experience that you were going through, and now being like, oh, I'm not gonna feel so like maybe it's kind of like this energy of like imposter syndrome. It's like I'm not knowledgeable enough, but now it's like, no, I know enough that I know that I can trust myself and my intuition. I can make those choices, make those, yeah. Yeah, there's this kind of confidence after what you've been through or after what you've gone through. There's this confidence inside of you now that's growing. Yeah, and I do think that you learn from some harsh lessons. You learn from some Ten of Swords energy. You learn from some backstabs and betrayals. You learn from some heartbreak. Um, yeah, the Six of Cups. Spirit is saying that, you're really walking away and letting go of this five again. Like I said, this Five of Wands, Five of Swords energy, and Strength card. You're actually building up your strength over what happened to you in the past. And it is getting into that energy of, letting go of the pain and picking up the lesson. We've been talking about that a lot. Where Spirit has been guiding a portion or a lot of the collective through that healing journey of forgiving and letting go, releasing, and again, dropping off the pain and picking up the lesson, taking the lesson forward, but not letting the pain hold you back from going out there and learning your new lesson, or going out there. Yeah, look. Because there was this energy, we talked about that in the very beginning here, right? Where I'm cutting right here on these, where it's like there was this wall up, or you were holding back because of the pain in the past, and it's like, hey, actually, I can put myself out there. Hey, I can actually trust. There was that energy. Yeah, again, look, Six of Cups. I can put myself out there. I can trust. I can learn. I can grow. I don't have to keep myself hid away because of pain that I've went through in the past. Yeah, and I can actually find friends and family and close loved ones that perhaps that don't reflect that wounding anymore. That don't reflect that negativity anymore. Yeah, and Spirit says trust yourself, because you won't be as attracted, because you're really healing and learning. You're not going to be as attracted to those people who mirror that wound inside of you anymore. And those people aren't going to be as attracted to you. But if they do come in, you're going to just be like, no, you know, you can get to a place where you're like, no, I don't need to, like, no, I don't need to be shown about that wound anymore. Like, I know about it. You're good. I'm good. I don't need you pointing it out. I don't need, it's not there anymore. I'm good. Or, it's like, yeah, I know it's there. I'm healing it. So you won't be so triggered, or you won't be so, you might keep these people at a more reasonable distance, or, you might not make a person that triggers that wound a best friend anymore. You might just kind of be like, yeah, that person comes around and they trigger some part of it that I haven't quite healed yet, but, I don't take it so personally. I'm not so triggered by it, because I understand, I can reflect on myself and understand that this person is just reflecting a part of me back that I'm kind of denying, or that I'm walking away from, or that I haven't recognized yet within me. But I do feel like Spirit is trying to tell you that that you're going to be attracting a lot more people now that reflect that, and instead of reflecting your wounds, they reflect your healing. They reflect more positive aspects within you. They're going to be reflecting your healing. They're going to be reflecting your drive, your motivation. They're going to be reflecting your more positive aspects. Because you won't be looking for validation, right? Before, we subconsciously reflect those people, we will subconsciously attract those people to us to reflect those things about us. And we get triggered, and we get into arguments, and we feel bad, and they do us dirty and all this other stuff, and we do them dirty, and they lie, or they cheat, or whatever it is that they do, they fight, they argue, they're secret ops. And it's because secretly or subconsciously we want to feel okay. It's like, oh, I'm not the only one that's petty, or I'm not the only one that's wounded. I'm not the only one that had a terrible childhood. I'm not the only one, and you won't be as attracted to feeling a kinship to that, to your pain. You'll feel more so attracted. You will feel more guided to be more attracted to people who reflect your healing instead of reflect your pain. You know, um, It's like less trauma bonding, less like, oh, you had a fucked up past and you went through all of this. Yeah, let's bond on the fact that we both went through this really like traumatic something, you know. And it's more like, oh, you're recovering from that, you're healing that, even though you went through that in the past, you're like doing this and doing that and like getting your life together. Me too. That's the difference in it. Your new people that you surround yourself with are going to reflect that step up in your journey. Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. Oh yeah. Yeah, again, Queen of Pentacles again. I was gonna say, you got this person. They've been watching you. They've been watching your energy, or they've been watching your glow, or something at a distance, and they've gone from, that person seems interesting, to, wow, I really want to open myself up to that person. Like I said again, Queen of Pentacles. They see your value. They see who you really, really are. They see your truth really starting to shine. Yeah, and I'm not. Is that a Lana Del Rey? That Sweet Like Cinnamon. Now my life is sweet like cinnamon. This is kind of world that I'm living in. Yeah. So there is it's like, I used to do this, but now I do that. Now my life is like this, and it can change overnight. Yeah. You just have to make a decision to change it, or to do it, or to put in the effort, or to put the dedication in to do it. Hello, King of Wands. I just have to step into this energy of, yeah, I'm going to fight. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to walk away from what doesn't serve me. I'm going to walk away from people and places that don't serve me. Put action, and then set it out there to the universe and watch it grow, And I'm going to understand that what happened in my past helped me grow and helped me learn and helped me become stronger. And I can leave those behind. And again, like I said, you're realizing that you learned, that you had this is about closing out past soul contracts and opening up new ones. That's that world full card. So you come into contact with those past soulmates, karmics, whatever you want to identify them as, people that are teaching you those lessons that you're closing out those contracts with. And now you're going to be drawing in people who are going to teach you some different lessons. But I think they'll be less painful. There'll be less painful lessons because you're working through a lot of your pain. You're working through a lot of your wounding. What else? Oh, wow. Well, yeah. I'm hearing that James Blake, "A Limit to Your Love" song. There's a limit to your love, like a waterfall in slow motion, like a map with no ocean. There's a limit to your love, your love, your love, your love. You're realizing that people in your past, it's that you're opening yourself up to unconditional love, and you're realizing that that people reflected conditional love because you had conditional love for yourself, right? You were taught to have conditional love for yourself. You gave conditional love to yourself, and so people around you gave conditional love to you. And so now you are exploring this new internal, like, mental map of who you are. You're creating new pathways for yourself, new thought process for yourself. Yeah. There's a limit to you care. Yeah. I just keep hearing parts of that "Limit to Your Love" song. There's a limit to your love. Dun, 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 dun. Like a waterfall in slow motion, like a map with no ocean. And the most beautiful thing about this is, and the most important thing about it is how you view yourself and how you love yourself is changing. And I think that's at the base the most important thing that's happening now in your life is that's changing. And that's going to build your new foundation that everything else is going to be built on. That's why this tower had to fall. That's why you had to see these secret, you had to see the secret op that you were to yourself. Hello? And there is also a healing process here of taking it less personally, of being able to step outside of how bad it hurts you as a person, and kind of being like, uh, there's like a bigger, it's like stepping back out of your trauma and understanding that there's a bigger lesson, there's a bigger motive to it, right? Like I've been breaking down, right? It wasn't just, oh, my mom didn't love me. It was, I truly didn't love myself. And this person, although they did hurt me, and I can acknowledge that they did hurt my feelings and that it did cause me trauma and cause me issues in my life, um, you know, I can build on the fact that now I see the root of the issue, right? I was taught to not accept or taught to learn to love myself, or not to understand myself. Now I can learn how to love myself, learn how to accept myself, give myself that attention and that gratification and that, that amplification that I never received, or that I never got, or that I never acknowledged. They were just reflecting that rejection of self within me. Hey, babies. Hey, babies. She's getting so hype. Calm down. Calm down. So yeah, I definitely feel like your energy is amplifying, is getting there, and is kind of going to the next level. And again, I don't know if I ever showed these, the Star and the Nine of Pentacles card. Exactly. This is the energy that you're like really issuing in all around you, as above, so below. Seeing yourself from a higher level, seeing yourself from your higher self, seeing yourself more outside of, and it's grounding in peace for you. It's grounding in this piece of, I can let go, I can surrender, I can accept, I can see the bigger pattern, the bigger purpose, you know. I can see this just outside of me having an argument with my friend, or me having an argument with my boyfriend or my girlfriend or something like that. Me having an argument with a family member. There's something deeper here. There's an underlying story. There's an underlying pattern that I need to be more aware of. And when you, like I said, step back out of your trauma and step back out of how personal it does feel, because it does feel personal. But if you step back out of it a little bit, you can start to see that pattern, and to see how people are mirrors to us, right? And people reflect us. Hey, hey, my goodness. Hey, hey. Thank you. Go, baby. All right. Well, that's what I have for you. I hope this gave you some love, light, or clarity in your situation that you were really looking for. Right? I really appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you. My dog is like mauling my arm. So thank you guys so very much for being here with me, as always. Thank you guys for your love, for your acceptance, for your understanding, and everything else in between. Okay. Thank you for your donations, for your tips, for your getting personal readings. Thank you to my personal clients. I really appreciate you guys. I really hope that you're getting everything that you need out of this. All right. Thank you to your spirit guides for guiding you here to get this, to get this love, for this light and clarity. Okay. Where are you going? Where are you going? What's he doing? What's he doing? Yeah. Yeah. So thank you guys so very, very much. All right. She's so excited. You're killing my leg, baby, though. Okay. All right. I'm very proud of the work you guys are doing. Okay. Absolutely. It requires a lot. It requires a lot of bravery, a lot of determination, a lot to overcome a lot of these things, and to have that strength of self to go through this, to go through the spiritual awakening, to really, become more aware of these things and put in that work on yourself, right? So thank you guys so very much as always. All right, and I will see you lovelies in the next one. Okay. Bye.